G'day guys, welcome back. Look, I'm doing a flip cup haul for you today in just 3 colours. Oh, can't get my cups apart. Do you get that one? So, oh, there we go. Cups stick. So magenta, turquoise and white, just the 3 colours. That's it there, the magenta, the Mont Marte Acrylic, and the turquoise is this one. Now I did add just a tinsy little bit of phthalo blue just to make it a blue turquoise rather than a green turquoise. So that's what I did with that one. And then of course white. Now I don't know if Mont Marte have maybe made their paints thicker recently, but every flip cup haul that I have, I think, oh gee, why is it so thick? You know, the mix. So anyway, I've added more pouring medium for this one, and we'll see how we go. So I've used the 60% glue, 40% water, but instead of 1-to-1, I've done like 1.5 parts pouring medium to 1 part paint. So we'll see how we go. Yeah, I don't know, like I've always complained recently about my cells being small and the mix too thick, so I really don't know whether they've changed their recipe and they've made it thicker, like with all my new stock. So anyway, we'll see what happens with the slightly thinner mix. It's still leaving a mound on a mound. But yeah, just, well, hopefully it's a little bit thinner. Right, for cells, my usual spot on treadmill silicone. And let's do 3 drops in each. I put 90 grams of pouring medium, which is 3 ounces, and 60 grams of paint, which is 2 ounces. So we'll see how that goes. So basically 150 grams of paint in each, 5 ounces. So 150, 300, 450, 600. So 600 grams of mixed paint. That magenta still feels thicker than the others. Actually, no, this one's about the same. The white's always a little bit thinner. I did add a little bit less of the pouring medium for the white because I know the white's always a little bit thinner. So you can start with, you know, the same ratios, but depending on your paints, you may have to make some a little bit thicker, some a little bit thinner, just so that they all feel the same and they all have the same size mound. Right, so white, turquoise, white, pink, and I'm hoping for some shading, you know, some dark pink, some light pink, some dark turquoise, some light turquoise when the white's mixed in. So that's the plan anyway. So I'll use half the paint, half the white in the first layer. Is that enough? I don't think that's quite half. No, maybe. I've normally got more colours, you see. I've normally got like 5 or 6 colours, but just the 4 today. And then I'm just going to drizzle that over the top so it covers it. You don't even have to stop. You can just drizzle straight across the top there if you've got your cups next to each other. I think that's about half left. Maybe a little bit under left, under half. And then the white again. And if this works, then I may try a few different colours, like different colour schemes, and see what they do so that you get your shading. I wouldn't mind doing a swiping gold with these colours too, to get that, just the pretty and pink kind of a look with dark turquoise and light turquoise, dark pink, light pink, with a gold swipe. Do you think that would look pretty? I may do that. I really liked my 2 gold swipes that I did last week. My blue swipe and my teal swipe. Did you see those? They were really pretty. I like those. Okay, that's one down. I've got the heater on in here today. It's a bit chilly. I've got down to 7 degrees overnight. It's about 10 at the moment, I think, 10 degrees Celsius. So got the heater on in my studio. It was a bit chilly. I could have put a jacket on, I guess, but I don't really like working in jackets. It's a bit cumbersome. So just pop the heater on. Now many places have got summer at the moment and they're sweltering, but we got winter at the moment in Australia. Oh, it'll be spring soon enough, and then with summer and we'll be complaining about how hot it is again. It does get very hot here in Queensland because I'm in the north of the country, so it does get really hot and humid in summer. And then I have my air conditioner on in the studio. I'm very lucky that I've got a heater and an air conditioner, aren't I? Right, finish it off with some magenta. My poor little cup on the end has always got less as usual. Probably should have finished it off with white, shouldn't I? But I haven't got any more white. Let's see what happens with this one. If I don't get enough shading, like if I don't get enough white, I can always do another one and add more white in it. Just wipe my hands. Rightio. Let's flip these babies over. Oh, there's a cell. Look at that. Can you see that little tiny cell there? Hope it works with the slightly thinner mix. Yeah, I don't know. I've just been disappointed lately with my cells. See that one? That one was my gold and black and greys. Look how tiny they are. Like my cells never used to be like that. They used to be big and gorgeous like that. So I don't know what's going on. I think that they've changed their ratios. That's what I'm after. Nice big cells like that. I don't know. I think they've changed something. That's the new batch. But anyway, I'll just have to change my ratios to suit their paint. Right, let's do this. Flip and drag, baby. And over the edges. Whoops. Oh, I don't like how that happens. I think the paint must fall from the top. I'm not going to put that back there because it'll be stripy like that. I'll just tilt later on and that will cover it. Now a lot of people say to me, why don't you do like 2 there and 1 there? The reason I don't do that is because I always have more paint at this end and less at that end. So if I tilt this way, the paint always it moves in the same at the same rate. Oh, look at my cells. Oh, I better get it going. Oh, that was a better one. See how there's more paint at that end and less at this end? So if I was to have 1 cup here and flip it that way, the rate that the paint moves would be different, and these 2 would be gone over and the middle wouldn't have. Anyway, I don't know whether you can understand me, but there is a reason. All right, now I might tilt this way. I'm going to torch afterwards, just so that I can try not to overstretch my cells, because it looks as if I'm going to get nice big cells in this one. Got my corner catcher there. Just get those little, actually I might not use it. I'm over. Oh, I've got stripies. Actually, I'll leave that up. After I've torched, maybe I can go back and go over those corners again. All right, walk it. Same as you normally would. Oops, I haven't got any paint over here. Back to the middle. Back to where you want your paint to go. Just going to go for it before the cells get too big. Okay. Oh, look at that. Love those colours. Haven't got as much white in there that I was hoping for. Maybe next time 3 cups of white, 2 cups of colour, just so that I can get more of that white showing. But let's torch nice and gently, not too close. I think my torch is running out. It's not very strong anymore. But I like it like this. I don't want to go to my full butane can because it's so powerful and it'll just get so hot. So I'm kind of making this one last. How are we going for cells, you guys? Are they popping up and growing, or are they just popping up and staying small? Because that's the test. Look, they're popping up and growing. Yay! If your cells just kind of pop up like that and don't really do anything on their own, then your mix is probably a little bit too thick. So if you wanted to, you could, you know, leave it like this. You wouldn't actually have to tilt at all. But we'll see what they do, which is nice because then you don't overstretch your cells. You know what I mean? Because if they come up and then you have to tilt, then you run the risk of overstretching them. Whereas if they pop up and they can grow on their own, because there's, you know, your pouring medium is a little bit thinner, so they've got more area to sort of spread, then that's a good thing. But I probably will tilt a little bit because you know me, I will. Just torching ever so gently. All right, how's that? Maybe a little bit more just through here, but not so close that you're going to get caterpillars up. You get too close, it gets too hot. Too much oil comes up at once and you'll get caterpillars, which are these things here. See how they kind of join? Those ones aren't too bad because they're kind of segregated. They're quite cute. Now these long ones, that's just from the cells that popped up after I flipped the cups, and the cells popped up straight away. I should have just moved really quickly, but I was taking my time because I was talking to you. But in reality, I should just, as soon as they start popping up, move and get the whole thing covered. That way they don't overstretch, but they're okay. I don't mind them. Now see how they've popped up and they've grown? Yay! They've grown on their own. So really there's not a lot for me to do. I don't think I'll be able to get all the way down there. But what I'm going to do is I'm just going to just move this ever so slightly. I don't really like this big whitish area here. I'm going to see how much I can actually move it without stretching these guys up here. So we have to watch those while we move down here. I'll try and get that big one off, or a little bit off anyway. Now I'm just going to torch again. Just over here, I just want a few more little cells just in there. I'm being greedy. I really didn't need to though. Like, I mean, all right, now we just need to get the weight of the paint back to the middle. I wonder if I can get any of that. I should just leave it. So I've basically shown you how you can get your cells to come up and not overstretch them. So I'm not going to overstretch them by tilting more. I don't need to. It's pretty much covered. That was pretty easy, wasn't it? Now I have got some areas on the side here that don't have paint on them because I didn't really cover my sides all that well, because I figured I'd go back and tilt and cover them again, but I didn't end up doing that. So just going to put a little bit of paint there. Doesn't need a lot. Just put it at the top and let it run down and make its own little design. That side's covered. This corner just needs a little bit. See, the paint that's on the puppy pedal pad here is now a bit muddy. It's been, you know, in and out of the cup. So it's a bit muddy. But what do you think? Did I get my my colour variation? Now this needs some turquoise. Did I get my coloured variation? I think I need another cup of white. I think. Maybe I can try with some different colour schemes, like 2 colours and 3 cups of white, or 2 colours and 2 cups of white. I mean, it's still pretty. I think probably if I did 3 cups of white, I probably wouldn't have been happy because it would have been too pale. But I've still got my colour variations. You know, I've got this pale pink through here. I've got the dark stripes, and I've got gorgeous cells. I've got some elongated ones here. See, the cells are half on and half off, so they're kind of elongated. But can't do much about that. It's just how it is. Right, let me get my gloves off and I'll take you down for a close-up. What do you think? What do you reckon? Pretty, hey? I'm happy with that. Finally got my big cells. Well, that's what's been the problem then, because I didn't change what I was doing. You know, I always mixed my paints 1-to-1, 60% glue, 40% water, mixed them 1-to-1. So I think the Mont Marte must have changed theirs. Actually, I'm going to put the ring light back on. Hang on. Oh, come with me. I'll go over here. Turn it back on. There we go. It's just I don't like that. But the colour's better. It's a bit dark in here. Alrighty, let's have a look at these gorgeous little creatures. The cells are so pretty. We've got multi-rings, look at that. See, if your mix is too thick, you don't really get the multi-rings. Like, it's more, they're just kind of blurry. Oh, look at those ones. Wow, how many rings are in those? Wow. Lots. I don't even know how many are in there. Lots and lots of rings. Blue, then white, then pink, then blue again. Look at that pink one. All the different shades of pink in that one. Oh, and there again. So we're getting all these multi-coloured cells. Well, I mean, it's turquoise and pink and white, but there's different shades of turquoise and pink. They're really pretty. I got a bit close with the torch there. Really happy with this one. Oops, I should go a bit slower, shouldn't I? Look at those. Wow. All right, I'm doing this in future, you guys. 1.5 parts pouring medium to 1 part paint. So that's the caterpillar there, 2 of them. They're okay. I don't mind those ones. They're quite cute. Really, really pretty. So going forward, I will remember to flip, drag, tilt straight away, cover the canvas before the cells get too big and overstretched, and then torch. Okay, we'll do that again next time. You guys have a go as well, have a practice, and put your creations up on my Facebook group, Pouring Your Heart Out. Use the link below. Join, show me what you're doing. I'd love to see it. But wasn't that an easy way of getting cells and not overstretching them, hey? It really was. All right. Thanks for watching, you guys. Really appreciate all your love and support. All right. Thanks again. Bye for now.